Hey, General Hospital fans, we have got a super juicy new leak for you about a potential romantic pairing that could shake things up in a big way. Rumor has it that Dan Falconeri and Britt Westbourne might be heading toward a surprising new romance. And honestly, it's the kind of twist that could totally work if the story plays out right. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear this out. This isn't a confirmed spoiler, it's a leak from a source with a pretty solid track record. They have been right before, including details about Jason Morgan's upcoming disappearance and the chaos surrounding that rooftop situation. So, while nothing is guaranteed, this rumor definitely has fans buzzing. Let's talk about Britt for a second. She is not the same person she used to be. Over the past couple of years, she is clearly gone through a lot of growth. When she resurfaced, she was under intense pressure from dangerous players. But even then, we saw glimpses of a softened, more vulnerable side. Once she opened up to Jason and accepted his help, that chance became even more obvious. And then there is Rocco Falconari. Britt has always cared deeply about him, like he is her own child. That bond could become a huge factor here if Jason exists poor Charles for a while, possibly taking the fall for a crime to protect Rocco. It could leave Dent stepping in to protect both his son and Britt. That's where things could start to shift. If Dent begins to see Britt not as the woman from the past but as someone who risked everything to protect his child, that could change his perspective completely. And in the fact that Britt is trying to do the right thing now, making amends and building better relationships with people around her, it creates the perfect setup for a slow burn connection. Spending time together, building trust and bonding over Rocco could easily turn into something deeper. And let's not forget the emotional angle. Dan's ex, Lulu Spencer, is now involved with Nathan, which might not sit as well with him as he lets on. Seeing her move on could open the door for Dan to do the same, and our relationship with Britt would definitely stir the pot. Of course, that would come with major drama. Lulu would not take this well, especially given her complicated history with Britt. It would create tension, conflict, and exactly the kind of messy storytelling that General Hospital thrives on. There is also the possibility that Jason and Britt's chapter is closing, at least for now. Behind the scenes, chatter suggests the show may be shifting director, especially with Jason temporarily out of the picture. That opens the door for something completely new and unexpected. A Dent and Britt pairing might sound wild at first, but when you break it down, it has all the ingredients for a compelling storyline: redemption, emotional growth, shared responsibilities, and plenty of drama. And honestly, it could be a lot of fun to watch. So, what do you think? Would you ship Dent and Britt, or is this a step too far? I guess I don't think Dent would do it for that reason, but he might be a side effect on a ripple effect that could be interesting because Lulu would freak out if Dent got with Britt. We know Lulu probably will never get over Britt stealing her embryo. I wouldn't. Was it my embryo? Probably. Of you wouldn't. However, if Lulu tries to give Dent any crap about Britt, he might tell her she has no right to object to him seeing whoever he. Even if it is Britt and there is a chance Jason and Britt are done. Another leak we got a while back said that Steve Barton was not a fan of the Jason and Britt pairing and didn't like where his storyline was going, and that he reportedly talked to the powers that be while he was negotiating his 2 or 3 months break. So, Barton seconds off now. He's supposed to be back in June, but he reportedly renewed his contract after they hash some of these. So the writers may shift Britt over to be in a romance with Dante